I want to help you learn to be a carb snob so that you actually enjoy carb sources and you don't live in complete fear of them most of the time, causing you to then binge on them the rest of the time. I know this is pretty polarizing to say in today's nutrition world, but carbs are actually your body's most preferred method for energy. Carb sources are so important for our bodies, and living in fear of them can cause a lot of mental anguish. So I want to help you learn to be a carb snob, similar to maybe a friend that you might have that's a coffee snob. And I want to paint this picture for you. I help magnify clients allay their fear of carbs by this analogy all the time. So I want you to think about a coffee snob. A coffee snob, first of all, loves their coffee because it makes them feel energized, right? Makes them feel fueled. It might even give them a little bit of a cognitive shift to be more positive. But those people who are coffee snobs usually wouldn't just drive through any old gas station and fill up with a really syrupy, sugary coffee, right? They would probably go to some sort of exotic barista that has natural organic coffee beans that aren't sprayed with pesticides and all of these things that are really aiming for natural and close to Mother Nature's state, right? Well, I want you to take that mindset and transfer it over to carb sources. So most of the time, carbs get a really bad rap, literally, because they are thought about to be those sources that are in wrappers. Things like cookies, cakes, popcorn, and a lot of these things are actually more filled with fats than they are carbs. But these simple carbs give all carbs a bad name. But if you were to opt for, say, a baked potato over potato chips, that's being a carb snob. Yes, I said it, a baked potato, a real baked potato. Eat that instead of potato chips. Or say fruit instead of candied fruit or fruit snacks. So opting for things that are as close to the natural state with the carb source is going to deliver to your body what you need as far as the nutrients, but also provide incredible satiation, meaning satisfaction with your diet, and it will also give you a lot of extra energy. I don't even take pre-workout anymore. I literally have like a banana, an oatmeal bite, and some water. I'm good to go. So this is how to get naturally energized and overcome your fear of carbs. Okay, so I mentioned that carbs are our body's most natural form of energy, but also a lot of nutrients are packed into carb sources. The main focus that we want to have is fiber. An overall diet is most successful when it has high protein and adequate fiber, which luckily we only need about 30 to 40 grams of fiber a day. But this is where we're gonna find the majority of those. Things like beans and lentils. These are so inexpensive and so easy to find, and you're not gonna be throwing them away throughout the week because they go bad. With carb to fiber ratio, beans are a winner. We've got 20 grams of carbs and 9 grams of fiber, which means it's almost 50% ratio fiber to carbs. That's an awesome ratio. Fiber is going to help our bodies feel full, but also it helps stabilize our blood sugar so it's not spiking from carb sources. So that fiber really helps our body and our intestines, our gut health, and our heart health. So aim for carb sources that have a good amount of fiber. Again, this is one of my best go-tos. You can put it in a chicken bowl, you can put it in an egg bowl for breakfast. Black beans are just so versatile and very filling as well. Some other great fiber carb sources think about having on the side of your protein are things like polenta. These are all three very easy to meal prep. Polenta. Then we've got our rice. We've got brown rice and white rice. Both of these are easy to meal prep and they don't take a really long time. So about under 20 minutes, these are all ready. And these typically have anywhere from 3 to 5 grams of fiber per serving. So that's gonna give you about 1/6 of what you need throughout the whole day. So rice, polenta, Potatoes, do not be afraid of these things to have on the side of your high protein meals. Potatoes are always really demonized and villainized with carb sources, but that's typically because we take potatoes and we fry them in oils and we top them with butter and sour cream. But just a good old-fashioned potato is so healthy, especially if you eat the skin on it. You've got lots of fiber, antioxidants, and potassium. They actually believe that there's more potassium in a potato than in a banana. So all hail the baked potato, right? That gives us a little bit more confidence to be able to eat these starchy carb sources. Another starchy carb source that I would say not to fear is pasta. The main reason most people go awry with pasta is because they're having a plate of pasta and probably oil. So where's the protein? Why is the ratio so out of whack? We need to make sure we're having the appropriate amount of pasta. And when you're having 5 to 8 ounces of protein on top of your pasta, you're not gonna overdo it. But this whole grain brand, this whole grain variety is gonna give you that fiber and the energy you need that is not gonna leave you jittery like caffeine energy does. Those are kind of the items that are really handy to have with your high protein meals. Next up, I wanna talk about snacks. So one of my favorite snacks, I've talked about this before, oatmeal in general, but then these little oat bites, they are a little pricey, $6 for 8 oatmeal bites, but they're so worth it, 2 in a serving. And I have these a lot of times as my snack, my carb snack of the day, or when I'm on the go and I just feel a little lackadaisical. So those are really handy. Another little handy snack or meal prep item are veggies. And I go really simple. Sometimes I will prep out raw broccoli, raw asparagus, grill it, saute it. But so many times I opt for these frozen varieties because they are so natural and they are oftentimes more fresh than what you find in produce because they've got these large freezers literally out in the field. As soon as they chop it, they, I believe it's called flash freezing. So they flash freeze these and they go straight to bags. So with these, I would definitely say if you're getting frozen veggies, these are great for your carb sources, but you wanna make sure that the ingredients literally just say the veggie style. So if it's broccoli, you just wanna see broccoli. If it's spinach, you just wanna see spinach on that ingredient deck. So these are great carb sources and eat all that you want. And then I've got fruit. So you saw me hold up the bananas. I've also got kiwi here, strawberries. These are great carb sources. And again, in today's nutritional environment, there's so many people saying, fear fruit. Fruit has so much sugar. Fruit is a simple carb. But here's the gray area between complex and simple carbs. Simple carbs are stated and categorized that way because they have the simple chains of sugar. But if there are also micronutrients, antioxidants, vitamins, minerals, then that's actually going to bump it up to more of a complex carb source because your body's gonna be taking time to utilize those micronutrients. So it's gonna stabilize that blood sugar. Again, there's fiber, there's vitamins, minerals in these items. So the more you can eat fruit versus those packaged candies, the muffins, the popcorn, those things, the better you're going to be. I know especially for individuals that are trying to cut back on heavy drinking or even heavy binge eating of those candies and ice cream things, fruit can be a game changer because it's giving your body what it needs for the sugar content, but it's also delivering the nutrition punch. So think about fruits and veggies that you can eat with the skin on. That's gonna be extra nutrition and extra blood stabilization so that it's not acting like straight sugar going into your bloodstream because your body has to utilize those other items that are beyond just the sugar content. Last up, bonus item, I wanna talk about liquid calories. So pretty much any liquid that you're consuming outside of water will likely, I wanna make sure there's gonna be a few exceptions, but they're gonna be likely your carb sources, especially if it's soda, things like that. But there are other nutritional carby drinks that you can definitely opt for. So juicing is very popular right now, but I'm also a big fan of honey in my green tea. This is actually matcha tea as well, which is even higher in antioxidants. Honey is great for natural remedies. All sorts of different ailments have been, I would say, adjusted or improved with honey. So drinks like this, it's the 7 Teas Wildflower Honey Matcha Tea. This is something that I would opt for beyond like a sugary Starbucks drink or a soda, even a diet soda, because this has really healthy ingredients in it as well. Even if it does have, let's see here, 12 grams of sugar in the total bottle and 12 grams of carbs in the total bottle. Now, again, this is going to be healthier than the soda, but we still want to have our water. But remember that your calories that come through liquids are typically going to be carbs. Just opt for the right one. Try to find a healthy drink. That's it. Okay, so I'm confident that if you watch this with an open mind again and again, you're gonna become more comfortable with ingesting carb sources. You're not only gonna feel more comfortable with eating them, but you're gonna feel more energized after you eat them. Again, I don't even do pre-workout. I just picked something off of this area, off of this tray. I consume that and I feel great while I am expending energy. So make sure that you allay that fear of carbs. Go ahead and implement, and leave a comment below if you have a question about your favorite carb source. I wanna help you navigate and maybe pick out a better one, or help you realize you don't need to be stressed out about your choice to eat a freaking banana. Oh, and have you subscribed yet? Because if you love this nutrition talk, mindset talk, we have more. Hit that subscribe button because we're releasing new education, inspiration, and motivation every week.